Hello. Hi. So, no booster pack today. I'm just going to use the SKT Revelations edition. I have the Vitruvian edition. If we see any pages, I could look for the pages. I saw 444 a lot today, like an abnormal number of times. I guess if there is a normal number. And it was mostly within a certain time period. Like it was like boom, 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 and then that was it, like the whole day. So I had a thought to look for the fours because I looked before and after the eights in the 888 portal, but I don't know. Let's ask for my favorite virtual assistant to give us a number. Hey Google.
You got one.
It was one. You probably can't hear it because have the headphones in, but that doesn't really mean anything. Besides, I guess do the thing I was planning on doing. So we'll just see what's like going on, you know. We'll see what's up. Whew, excuse me. Oop. I could do this side, that side. No, because I don't have as much room as I would like. So we are not going to be doing that. What is this for? Sacred Fire, Ace of Scepters, The Awakening. The light is up here today. So I have to put it like that so you can see. The audio quality is what it is. The video quality is what it is. The lighting is what it is. It all is what it is. Okay. I don't know why it skips sometimes. It's been like that lately. Maybe the energies are just too poppin' to be contained. Or it's the internet. Let's see. I could roll D20s through the deck. I think that's what I'm going to do. Hey, Google, roll 5 D20s.
You rolled 18, 13, 9, 6, and 17 for a total of 63.
18, 39, 6, and 17. These are shuffled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Excuse me, Knight of Pentacles. 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The fifth card keeps touching. 7, 8, 9, 12, 13. Oh. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wow. And 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Hey, Google, roll a D20.
You rolled 19.
19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There were only 17 cards left. 18, 19. The initiate. Cool. Bottom of the deck is Jupiter and Leo, the champion. This is so interesting. And that is the fruit. Oh, the fruit of the tree of knowledge. Apparently. Right there. There you go. Everyone's here except for the divine temptress. This entire suit of pentacles is here. Besides who sits in the place of the queen. This is not ideal. But that's fine. It is what it is. Because they're see, then so this was the 8th card. 18, 19. This was the 18th card. 18 is the moon. That scarab is in the moon. And then we have the Archangel of Mysteries. I'll show you. Oh. Between the High Priestess and the Queen of Swords is the moon. See the scarab in front of the moon. Excuse me. This is interesting because the Archangel of Mystery sits in the place of the King of Pentacles, which is Taurus, and at roughly the 27th degree of Taurus is Algol, which is a star in the constellation of the head of Medusa. Well, it's in the constellation of like Perseus, as he's holding the head of Medusa. We just had, was it the full moon Taurus? Or new moon Taurus? Something conjunct at Algol. Excuse me, recently. I think it was that full moon Taurus. No. No, it wasn't full moon Taurus because we haven't gotten the Scorpio season yet. Full moons 2024. April 23rd. That is the other side. Wait. May 23rd. April 23rd is Taurus. That was a new moon, full moon. So it was new moon, probably. No, because that's not late enough. I don't remember what it was. And this was 13, which is death. And then death is here, which is 6, which is the lovers. There's something in this first 3. Like there's something that's been steadily progressing in ways that we may not know about because of the scarab from the moon. And then we have this angel who illuminates the shadow. And then we have Apocalypse. But it's something about the orbs. Excuse me. Now, apocalypse is associated with Pluto. The apocalypse is judgment. It's associated with Pluto. And then we have the Scorpio card of the Reaper. Also 2013. And then after that Reaper, it's the Page of Pentacles with the Initiate. And the Initiate in the second deck, because the number 19 came out on, but there were only 12 cards. So I guess that's interesting. The sun was called for, but there was only enough cards for the star. '17, 18, and 19. The sun, the moon, and the star are all numbers that also came out. So after apocalypse, after apocalypse and Earth, it's like there's this Earth, New World sort of energy. Well, what is the letter contained? I'm glad one of the pages came out, because that's why I grabbed the second deck. What is her message? The Force. Bottom of the deck is Sacred Word, the Crown, Ace of Swords. The Tamed Lion. We see the sun popping up in the back. And it's Leo. It is still Leo season. Sometimes I ask myself, what am I doing? I wish I knew how often. I'm pretty sure Algol is in a binary star system. And every so often, the stars will align in a way that causes that like flash. And that's when the eyes of Medusa are open. It's in the constellation of Perseus. Ba, 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 ba. Johnny Depp, Mercury and Venus on Algol, Mick Jagger, Mozart, Picasso, Einstein all had placements on Algol. Wow, okay. Cool. It's fine. A bright multiple star in the constellation of Perseus, one of the first non-nova variable stars to be discovered. It's a 3-star system. I was 2. 3 stars. In which the hot luminous primary Beta Persei AA1 and the larger but cooler and fainter Beta Persei AA2 regularly pass in front of each other, causing eclipses. Thus, Algol's magnitude is usually near constant at 2.1, but regularly dips to 3.4 every 2.86 days during the roughly 10-hour long partial eclipses. secondary eclipse, when the brighter primary star occults the fainter secondary star is very shallow, it can only be detected photoelectrically. Algol gives its name to its class of eclipsing variable known as algol variables. The eclipse was the lunar eclipse. The solar eclipse was in April. When was the lunar eclipse? The first lunar eclipse, not the one in September, please. That's the next one. When was the last one? Everything's pointing to September. In September, that's Virgo. So that's going to be the full moon Pisces lunar eclipse. It was on the 25th of March, which was an Aries season. Which makes sense because the North Node is in Aries. Anyway, excuse me. So something is steadily, it's almost like something is steadily moving into place and into position. It may be so slow that no one is noticing, or it may be happening in an arena that we're not necessarily paying attention to. But it has the ability to change everything, potentially for the better. But even if things change for the better, it's not like there won't be, because the initiate is here, it's not like there won't be a learning curve. Things are going to change enough in a way that we will have to relearn. This is the herald of the darkening, too. It's the herald of the darkening with strength, the tamed lion. Well, that doesn't inspire confidence, as he is. Sacred word, the crowning. I want this. It's almost like there's a sequence of events that is unfolding, which will crescendo in some way to set things along a path that is not necessarily desired, but it's almost like at some critical moment, oh, I didn't even catch that, because death is the passage to initiation, and then this is the initiate. It's almost like there's going to be an opportunity to. Opportunity is an interesting word. It's almost like events are going to transpire in a way to force us to do something that we may have been putting off for a while. But if we've taken advantage of the opportunities to use our free will choice to self initiate, to take the initiative and do those things that we knew we needed to do anyway, we're going to be in a much different circumstance. And that's like the sacred word. And then a second judgment. Judgment is under, our apocalypse is under sacred word. It's like at this sacred word, things would go a different way. It wouldn't go down the path of whatever this darkening is. But that would be because, again, whatever that path was supposed to present to us, it's like we've already done the work, so we don't need to go down that path. Or we've already learned the lesson, so we don't need to go down that path. Again, because we use free will choice when our intuition decided when the divine told us to, rather than waiting until we were forced to. And then the erudite and the title card. The title card is the BTFU STFU Mind Your Business Queen. But that hermit is there with that Virgo energy. The next lunar eclipse is going to be the one in Pisces. Or Virgo season, full moon Pisces lunar eclipse. That's coming before North Node shifts into Pisces, South Node shifts into Virgo. And again, maybe it was Jupiter conjunct Uranus. Maybe it was Jupiter conjunct. I don't think Uranus is that late, though. Maybe it was a Jupiter conjunction or a Mars conjunction around Algol. And it's interesting because between these two judgments, on one, we see these people, on the other, they're gone. And the second judgment, and the judgment after the sacred word is spoken, there are these beams of light that radiate out from this, than it being this scene. Also, the lion is absent here in this judgment because it's like it came out down here, this primary pathway. That sacred word is what we've had the opportunity to learn. Almost like a password. It gets you out of whatever all this is. And it's something that only the divine can reveal to you. That's why the erudite is here. And this is Luke's ex tenebris light from darkness, or out of darkness, comma, light. Guess I can't get away from it. See, and it's almost like it's this light because there's a light being shown on the Reaper and the Death card. Just like there are all these beams of light in this second judgment. It's almost like there's a timeline split. If parallel universes are born from free choice will, this is the moment. Again, it's a moment when we use something that our free choice will gave us to alter the path. And it takes me back to, it had to be within the past week, honestly. Maybe it was also 8/13, I don't remember. Ooh, goodness. But it was that, like, the only obligation that Earth, the 3D material world, is under is to the word of the divine. Everything else is free will, chance, and cause and effect. But that sacred word, once spoken, has to manifest. That is the power of the divine and the authority that it has over its creation. So this is almost because again it came out in Sagittarius. It was, I think, Virgo and Sagittarius were the two interesting ones in that run through. Why Sagittarius? I don't know. Maybe it's because my North Node is in Sagittarius, so it's just like a North Node type energy, which I guess would fit. But Sagittarius was the thunder. That like Sagittarius speaking thunder is like Sagittarius knowing these sacred words, and then the earth responds to them. Cool. I could honestly just like end it here. This is one I feel like I don't need to carry out. But could get a deck dungeon challenge. I feel like it doesn't matter though. This is like there's a show and they have like a box thing helps them work through mental, emotional, psychological problems, and it traps them in. It creates a narrative that it traps the person in. And inside the narrative, they have no recollection, no memory, no knowledge of what of things that came before of their life outside of the box, basically. And so people that they've known all their lives, they get to the box and then it's like, oh, this character plays like this person is someone else. And the way out of the box is when you resolve whatever is within you that is the blockage to moving past whatever the challenge is, a word appears. And when you say the word, you get out of the box and you keep the breakthrough that you had inside of the box. Because if you didn't, it'd be like, what's the point? You know what I mean? And then you can use that to get past the challenge in real life. And that sacred word, like this is almost like escape word that we earn inside the box. And the box did come out in the water known archetypes. I don't remember what it was, but I know I've seen it recently. I could go look before and after the box. Sure, why not? Oh, I gotta move so many things. No, let's yeah. As it is. I'm gonna look before and after the box. And again, like this was a free will choice to follow our discernment intuition, to do whatever we were guided to do, so that whenever, so again, like we don't have to be forced to do something because we already made the choice. Oh, well, there's the box. It was the final card the last time I used it. So I guess because I said as it is, I can't now turn around and shuffle it. It's the shadow. Shadow is behind the box. Bottom of the deck is the prayer. Of course, the shadow was behind the box. This is almost a 3D box. If you draw the lines to connect the edges, you would see it. See, at the middle of the box is that light that is related to the sacred word. And again, the erudite is behind these cards at the bottom of the deck. And then the angel who illuminates the mysteries was here. It's the kind of thing you want to know before it happens. It's something in some way where you don't want to be blindsided. The world and the divine are constantly preparing us for what comes next in life. Constantly. But we don't have to listen. We don't have to heed. Like, there's always a sign. We usually find it in hindsight. Is there anything else? There's 78 of these. Hey Google, roll 2d10s. Hey Google, roll a d10 twice.
You rolled 5 and 5 for a total of 10.
It rolled 5 and 5. When I was going through, like, what, 18 and 13, it kept catching on the fifth card. 55, which is LV. Louis Vuitton. LV. For some more context, since the card was like literally at the bottom. That's 11. LX. LXIV. Ooh, LVI. LIII. LII. LXIX. LIV. LXII. XLV. XLI. XL. Where is this card? LV. Guess what LV is? It's the vision, aka the thing that we would have been given, that we would have had the choice to follow. The vision is in between the bardo and the unseen. The bardo is 50, So this is 50, 55, 27. And how both of these look like eyes. That's the pupil and the iris around it. And that's like, you can tell that's an eye. So yeah, I should have known it was the vision. We received a vision. That was the thing before. Maybe that was the reading where it was like Earth's only obligation is to the divine. Besides that, it's kind of a free for all. With it's a free for all, mostly governed by cause and effect. Unless the divine speaks something, then that's when it's like the divine intervention. It can intervene, change things. There are things that can happen that need no cause or that have diminished effect. The Bardo is something I think kind of like purgatory, like spaces in between this world and the next. The unseen is the things that are literally see, but the unseen, this falls in the archetypes of self. This is the part of ourselves that is unseen. The unseen, the vision, and the Bardo. This vision, it's interesting because it's almost like receiving a vision from the divine. And when the divine speaks, it happens. So there doesn't have to be a buildup. Basically, this could be a vision of something that has no context, something that is not like there's no build to it. There can be, but there doesn't have to be. Or it could be something that like no one would expect. It can be almost out of the blue. But it's the part and piece of the divine within us that is connected to the all, that is a part of the all, that can inform us of those things. This was when the Mother of Swords came out with the owl instead of a butterfly, because usually the Mother of Swords, Queen of Swords, is associated with change, transformation. But because the owl was there, it was about utilizing some kind of wisdom. So it wasn't about what we can change or what we can transform. It was about exercising the wisdom that we've gained from previous transformations. The butterfly was on the mother of Earth and it was tiny. And that's the one where I went for it had like a 17 DC, meaning that we would have had to get higher than 17 to know the changes that are happening on Earth. And we didn't. It came out as 4. But our intuition was the sense that told us those things that we can't perceive of. If we don't trust it, if we don't follow it, if we don't use that to prepare ourselves, that's on us. But we were made aware. It takes me back to, I feel like it was early 2020, how it seemed like there were so many people. I mean, I guess it kind of made sense for what was happening in the world. But I feel like I came across a lot of like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But like, if you sit and talk to somebody, pretty much like everybody knew exactly what to do. They just were maybe in a position of not recognizing that they knew what to do. But if you can tell me when you say you don't know, there's some part of you that knows. So when it comes to doing, that could be anything. We ain't gotta go there. But it's similar to this. We were able to prepare ourselves in any way that we needed to prepare ourselves. And maybe preparing ourselves looked like going and buying all the canned goods and all the toilet paper and creating a stockpile. Or maybe it was something different. Which is almost interesting in and of itself. Because it's almost like that's to know enough. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's almost like that's enough. That's being able to discern enough to know that something is happening major, but is a stockpile of canned foods and toilet paper and a bunker gonna help? Depending on what the thing is. It's like to know that something is coming, something is happening, but to not know what. And if you don't know what, it could be hard to prepare for. So then I guess you just like cover your bases. But it is almost an energy of like maybe not preparing in a way that's actually going to be helpful or beneficial. I don't think I necessarily need to read either of these. I could read the keywords. The keywords for the unseen are the spirit, the ancestor, and the eternal. The keywords for the bardo, the liminal, the in between, the transition. And then I saw a butterfly today. Speaking of butterflies, it was so weird because I was standing outside by the door waiting for my mom so we can go to the gym, and there was like this purple thing. It was almost like a petal from a flower that was falling. And when I saw it, it looked like a lilac, lavender, purple. But when it stopped, it was a butterfly, and it was like there's a bunch of grass and oops, there's like grass and then a patch where there's no grass, and it landed in that earthy patch rather than landing in the grass or landing on a flower. And it sat there long enough for me to be mesmerized, consider recording it or taking a picture, thinking like, oh, if I try to record it, it's gonna fly off. And it kind of blended in enough where I lost it easily, but it kept moving. It kept like rotating so that I could catch it. It did me a favor. It's like down there. And it was like this tiny little butterfly. This like purpley gray. Like, can you even see it in this picture? Maybe you can. Oh, zooming in did not help. But that's it right there. That's the butterfly. And then I recorded a video. And you can like see it moving in the video. See how it kept just like turning? It was like, I'm right here. Hey, Em, how are you doing? But yeah, I was like, what is that like little purple thing? I don't know what it was doing. Just like on the ground, crawling around, minding its business, living its life. Maybe it was resting. But it was like this little butterfly, the mother of Earth. Maybe that's the sign, symbol, and synchronicity. That little thing that we weren't able to perceive. I think that was this. It was the destroyer and the mother and the what you call it. Did I already mention it? How it was so interesting that in one video, it was the protective nature of the mother, like where when love is justified to be aggressive, and then in the next video, it was when it kind of wasn't, to go too far, to do too much. I don't know what this is. And I think there's also almost this aspect of going back to the reading with the new pearl in the void, what we've all been given, but what we've chosen to nurture or not. Because as this 10th orb is in our hands, their hands, this is the like the gazelle, the light void. This is that dark void. This is the void that could not support, that was not hospitable and conducive to growing whatever had dropped into the void. And all of the light coming out of this one was. So it's almost like something is about to hatch here that leads to a different path, but it's still here. I don't know. The Bardo and the Unseen. Cool. We're just gonna end it here. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Cool. Is that the champion? I think it was the champion. 6 of Wands, because the champion is at the bottom of the other deck. I've been thinking about the severity of Burrow, and I almost wonder if it isn't the energy of like the age of Aquarius or whatever. Because if you think of Pisces and you think of Aquarius, Pisces has a certain understanding and a certain level of being overly patient to the point of its self detriment sometimes, that like Aquarius does not have. I'm not going to say we've exhausted grace and mercy, but maybe it's like things are changing. And if we don't change with them, we'll get left behind. Well, that's the power of free will sovereignty. The Tower, Mars, material and spiritual colliding. Oof. With Archangel of Mysteries, angel who illuminates the shadow at the bottom of the deck. Under her is the conflict, 5 of Wands. Under the conflict is the Emperor. The contender, sorry. This is like, while whatever is happening, this is some kind of scrambling to make some kind of power play or whatever. And there's the Emperor that sits solid. Commander of Intellections, because it's almost like the Emperor is prepared. The Emperor did what it needed to do. And when you are something, you don't have to declare it. Being it is enough. Oop. The Dark Horse and the Sharpshooter. 7 and 8 of Wands. Okay. I think the 3 of Pentacles just flipped over. Well, it's either the 3 or the 5. Sure. Knight of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, Shining Flame, and the Tension. Embers of the Salamander. And the Tension. Bottom of the deck is the Pugilist, Moon, and Sagittarius. Oh, and this is Sagittarius. Mutable Fire, Knight of Wands. And look, you see that moon from the Necromancer in the back with the scarab over it? There's this crossroads here. The Ebony Shield, Queen of Pentacles, there she is. We saw the Page, King, and Knight of Pentacles in the Vitruvian edition through the numbers that I pulled. Here's the Queen of Pentacles that was missing. Standing here at this crossroads. Almost like this destination point. Like this crossroads is almost the Bardo. I don't know what's happening. And it feels like, again, playing on that energy of like, it's something that our intuition and discernment has been leading us to. You can, it's like you can be at the crossroads, almost like you can transition into something early. You don't have to wait. Again, like you don't have to wait until something is forced. You can make a choice to be there early. Because when everyone is there, not that there is a capacity, but once it hits capacity, there's no more room. If the line is that long because everyone chose to wait, it is what it is. Because again, it feels like something that everyone was given. It's up to us whether we listen or not. So, and just like our free will, free choice is honored in the good, so too is it in the bad. It's Aquarius season now. Pisces is over. Everybody was so happy for the not everybody, but it seemed like a lot of people were real happy for age Aquarius, whatever. But Aquarius is not the same energy as Pisces. Saturn, Uranus is not Neptune, Jupiter. Almost like there's too much at stake now. It's not even about what's at stake. It's just like, it's a different season. It's a season of movement, change, and momentum. Aletheia, which is truth, black and white. Sometimes it is black and white. And just because we don't like the truth doesn't make it any less true. Just because we don't like where we are and what's happening in our lives, it feels like we don't give a chance, an opportunity. The womb is also at the bottom of it. It also fell. The truth of the womb, or the true womb. Again, sort of going back to those two apocalypse judgment energies. There was the womb that was inhospitable, the hostile womb that destroyed and actively fought against the fertilization of the egg and the fertilized egg and the growing embryo. And then there was the one that supported it. Bottom of the deck is the temple. Look at the temple and the womb, like fire and water. But the fire of the temple is this more watery, earthy color, and the water of the womb is this fiery color, at least on the outside. Look, that's the pearl, or that's the seed within the pearl. It's almost like this blue part is the pearl, and the gold is the grain of sand. We go from creating these pearls of wisdom to decalcifying them into diamonds. Alethea is number 77. Interesting. And then 46 is the womb. Alethea, truth. Oh, look, there's some gold there. And then there's not gold. Our soul recognizes the truth. That's another thing I was going to say. I've been hearing a lot, or I've been seeing a lot on Instagram through reels, people saying like energy doesn't lie. If you're with someone and your energy is doing this or doing that, like that. And I feel like in the same way that energy doesn't lie, we may not always necessarily know the truth that it's communicating. And it almost given, it's like that peacock, the peacock that came out, the inverse mirror. Sometimes we can get around somebody, we feel irritated and agitated and like questionable. And maybe, yeah, I mean, it's still a misalignment, still not on the same page, so it doesn't matter. But maybe sometimes it's like, again, there's something that we know for us that we want to be doing or that we should be doing. And we can be agitated by someone who is doing that because it makes us feel like we're not whatever. Right? Like the person that wants to lose weight but can't stop eating donuts. You feel irritated whenever you're around someone who is like regimented and disciplined, not because they're a bad person, but because they're reminding you of what you're not doing. Projection. We can project onto other people, and it's not always the other person. Sometimes it's us. And that's the truth. We ain't gotta like it. That's the thing about the truth. And the thing about a lie sometimes. Lies are supposed to be sweet. And the truth is sometimes bitter. What do you prefer? Our soul recognizes the truth. When someone speaks it, a cool wave of relief washes over the room. I'm not going to read this. I'm not. Because again, we can be just as irritated by the truth as we can be soothed by it. And to go off of feelings isn't necessarily always an accurate reader or depictor. Like it's still something to dig into. I don't feel comfortable or whatever. Why? Why do I feel like that? It's like, oh, maybe it's because I think this way and I feel this way. And because I think and feel this way about myself, now I'm reacting and responding to whatever in this way. But everything is supposed to feel good, I guess. Again, if we're in times of change, sometimes is the most unsettling is the path that leads to that change. And sometimes even if we don't like it, the easiest thing to do is to stay the same. So our comfort, and if we confuse comfort for whatever, Your intuition will tell you to not get off the couch and shovel pizza, donut, everything into your mouth while you're manifesting a six pack and the ability to go up the stairs without nearly passing out. You know, sometimes it is black and white. I will get to this part though. The Aletheia card requires us to step toward an act of truth. This might look like a conversation, a gesture, a poetic act, or a ritual that honors the unveiling of what's been concealed. Claiming your own truth to reclaim your vital energy, health, and sense of belonging in the world. Truth has its own wings, set it free. This is where I was reading it. That's where I was reading it. Truth has its own wings, set it free. And that came out in whatever recently. I don't even remember the cards. I think it was the Ace of Swords and Six of Swords that came out in the 888 on the Vitruvian side. Truth has its own wings. Set it free. Cool. Hey, Haley. It is time for me to go. That's it. That's what we got. I was really hoping to chill out, but apparently not. But also, it is what it is. I grew up on a lot of things, but I grew up on the Bible says warning comes before destruction. I was raised on that. The Bible says warning comes before destruction. I feel like there won't be any of us. There won't be many of us that'll be able to say that we weren't warned and it be the truth. Because if your intuition discernment told you something and your pastor, preacher, guru, mentor, teacher didn't abide by that, the divine inside of you told you. It doesn't matter what anybody else is or isn't saying. Because when it goes down, like when we're in whatever situation we're in, how much is, well, this person didn't say this or that person said that, going to change the situation? Anyway, I hope y'all have an amazing whatever whenever you see this. I've been saying it for years. I hope you're acting. I hope you have an amazing whatever whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make all that you wish to experience your reality. And I hope whatever you need along your path journey when you find, even if it be an ability to discern a truth that you don't want to believe. So anyway, I'll catch you later. Bye. Hopefully next time it's better. Like, and I just thought today, I'm like, Aquarius is not Pisces. It ain't. I don't know if it has necessarily the patience. I feel like there is a patience to Aquarius, but Pisces can be overly patient, overly empathizing, overly understanding, again to the point of detriment. And there's too much happening in the world. There's too much at stake. There's so much energy behind calls for change. It's a change that Pisces wouldn't as easily bring through being overly compassionate, overly sympathetic. Pisces enabler. It can be because it ain't always. One of the fish of Pisces is the enabler. The other fish of Pisces is the really, like, we're still doing this. And there's more of Aquarius that's like, there's a point. Like water just it pools. Air is moving. Anyway, all right, I'll catch you later. Hopefully, it'll be whatever it is, you know. But if you've been following your intuition and discernment, I guess that energy of like, you will know there's something that we receive that we will know when the time of whatever is. It's, I mean, like, it's getting closer and closer and closer to time. Your work, your effort, your determination, your perseverance is paying off. And it's about to, like, I've been seeing these ads about calisthenics. Like, in the first week, you'll feel it. In the second week, you'll see the results. And in the third week, other people will see the results if you stick to the plan. All right. I can't even end the stream. Hello, there we go. All right, bye.